We can't have bike lanes willy-nilly. Saunders makes great sense.
It's really important to have more bike lanes, for the federal government to invest in bike infrastructure.
City Council has taken a good idea like bike lanes, turned it into an opportunity for political grandstanding, and then taken it to an absolute extreme. Let's talk about bike lanes. The City of Toronto has over 3 million people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of cars, and that's a lot of demand. And as we've been growing, the amount of downtown roads available for cars has remained about the same. We're not knocking down neighborhoods to build new roads. Because we've been adding bike lanes, we've actually been reducing the amount of roads in our city. So we have a growing population, an increasing demand to come downtown, and we've been reducing the number of roads that cars can use without improving public transit. If we can't make the roads any wider, we absolutely cannot actively make them more narrow. This really should be common sense. But because political insiders have made this so political, it's almost become something you can't talk about. Bike lanes have expanded from pilot project to being on nearly every street. Did you know that City Council even explored making bike lanes heated? How ridiculous is that? This is the kind of waste and poor management that's going on at City Hall. So hold on a second. Let's come back to what really matters here. This is about quality of life for Torontonians. Bike lanes are not a bad idea on their own, but when they stretch down every major street, when everyone agrees that we have a serious problem with traffic in Toronto, the status quo cannot be allowed to continue.
Downtown congestion is, of course, a major issue for many people in the city, so much so that a lot of the mayoral candidates have decided to make sure gridlock is something of importance.
We can't normalize this. We have downtown politicians ramming these bike lanes onto streets that don't make sense to the community and who refuse to listen to community leaders about what's best for their neighborhoods.
Saunders makes great sense. We can't have bike lanes willy-nilly, like it's like spaghetti thrown on a plate. There has to be a balance, there has to be common sense. It's also hurting business as well. I know that on Yonge Street, businesses are having a hard time. We need more people like Saunders out there to say, come on, let's use common sense. The city is being asked for, another $14.4 million in order to put in, 3.5 kilometers of bike lanes? Like, it has to make sense before you do it. We are not cycling 12 months a year. We're not Amsterdam.
The status quo means more congestion, more traffic, and a less productive Toronto. Businesses downtown are really hurting, and there's no question that bike lanes take away a lane of traffic with thousands of cars to replace it with the barely used lanes dedicated to cycling. If you imagine these streets as a way in which the city breathes, people coming in and going out, these bike lanes are choking off the city. This is one of the reasons why I'm running for mayor, and this is why I hope I can count on your support on June 26.